Shalom, shalom, chaverim. Okay, here's an easy question. 'Cause I know a lot of y'all might be good at science. You know, like science. You know, modern science and scientific, explanation of things. So the question I have right here: does the sun move or does the sun not move? All right. I just happened to get on this subject matter about the sun. Does it move or does it not move? They said the sun is moving like this around the Milky Way or the center of the galaxy. And then the earth is spinning at this speed, so forth and so on. But we don't feel it. They say we don't feel it because of the gravity. Then they say, well, to people say flat earth, they say, well, it's just your imagination because what you're seeing like visual illusions, so when we say, well, look, doesn't seem like the sun is like it was overhead just earlier, but now we see it way over there. And it's like setting. They say, oh, it's because of the movement of the earth. The earth is spinning this fast. And then the earth is spinning. And then, the galaxy, like the other planets are spinning and everything. And it's all because of gravity or what they say, the sun. So I said, okay. But then you start to get these contradictions. You're like, well, some say, the old model was that, well, the sun does not really move. They said before that the sun ray doesn't move, but it just appears to move. From our vantage point. So we're seeing it like, I saw you the other day, but I didn't really see you. It's like I saw your appearance. Not your parents, but I saw your appearance, right? I didn't really see you. So he's like, okay, granted, maybe we all not like scientists, like those scientists, that you see like on TV and the big scientists out there. We're not like the scientists, we just like regular folks who went to school. Some of us had public education. Some of us may have had private school, but all the same, we're not really scientists. So the question right here is, does the sun move? So we're told that the flat earth model like is wrong. You know what I mean? We're told that that's wrong, ones and ones. And some valid questions, ones have to get the science. So here's what I came across that kind of sparked this right here, right? Okay, let's bring that up. It's not the clearest slide from this presentation, but I just caught it. I said I was gonna leave it behind, but I said no, let me get this because I want to share this with y'all. Tell me what you think. Have you ever wondered if the sun is moving or not? It should really be, I don't know who wrote this, like it should be like, have you ever wondered? Have you ever wonder? Have you ever wonder? Have you ever wonder if the sun, which one is grammatically correct? Have you ever wondered if the sun is moving or not? Believe it or not, they say to believe that the sun is moving as it rises from the east and sets in the west. This is how the illusion, they say it's an illusion, So it's interesting because the flat earth people, they show you what they show you and it looks, like, wow, it does look that way, right? Then the science people, the globe people say, nah, the math doesn't really add up. But then I've seen on some of the globe people with the nowadays, science or pseudoscience, they actually say to the flat earth people, they say, well, it just appears that way. It's the water, it's the ice, it's the light, it's the orb, the earth, the sun, just these things. So when we actually show things, people want to say, well, actually, we have some question about this globe model. Copernicus, his mathematics was hot. He has some hot mathematics. But just because somebody can do mathematics, a lot of things we can do theoretical. A lot of theoretical science is based on numbers. Has anybody proved those numbers yet? Anybody ever found out whether the numbers were really true? But in theory, the numbers make a lot of sense. But do the numbers really reflect anything other than just the numbers? Just numbers. You know what I mean? It's like taking colors, It's like painting on your computer. Some colors on your computer, but the colors don't really exist in nature. You know what I'm saying? There are colors that exist on the computer that we can create. Even with the technology, but they really don't exist in nature. We've so-called created, something that don't really exist. You get what I'm saying? Is that more in the numbers? But does the sun move or not? This is all about whether the sun move or not. I'm going to get through right here. Let me just go through this. So you're ready already? But the fact is, that's the bottom part, right? The fact is, they say the sun is not moving at all. The earth is the one that is moving. Now, I remember I grew up, I heard this too. They say, nah, it's just the earth is spinning. It just appears to be that way. A lot of appearance. A lot of appearances, right? Then look at this one over here. This is a simple meme. Clear, a simple slide right here. It says sun's movement. Question, does the sun really move? The answer say no. It only appears to move. This is me doing some research. I came across some one-to-one slides and slides and PPT, PowerPoint presentation, like slides, like, you're doing your search, looking at the images, and I came across that, and I saw this one, then I saw this one. I said, that's interesting, because before I saw that, I did a little quick, Google, a little quick Google and everything. I like to share with you this quick Google. I want you to tell me what's up, right? Because I grew up hearing that the sun doesn't really move. That's what I heard, right? It only appears to move. So we see the sun, moving across the sky. It just appears. It appears to us that the sun is moving across the sky, that the sun is really not moving across the sky. It's like an illusion. They're saying that what we're seeing is an illusion. And they're telling us that their math, their science, their telescopes can tell us what the real truth of the matter is, right? But let's just focus on the sun for a moment, the sun, right? The sun seems awfully close, it seems. You look up, you see the sun on certain days during summer, certain seasons. The sun seems really, really, really close. Doesn't the sun seem close? Right? It don't seem 93. Is it million? It's not billion. Is it billion? 93 million. It must be million, right? I mean, they could say billion, million. What's the difference? Can we really go out there and really measure it? But they say it's 93 million miles away. 93 million miles away. How far is the sun from the earth? They say what? 93 billion, 93 million, whatever. But it's far, far. But it seems close. Is this another illusion? Illusion. Does the sun move? Right? Yes and no. So from the scientific community, it's like a yes and no. So why does it appear to move? It's just your imagination running away. No, it's the earth spinning. It's actually the earth spinning. So here's the contrast to that. Right? Here's the contrast to that. All right? So let's go right here. Let's go right here. A great app I saw. The flat earth clock kind of a thing. It looks interesting. Okay, so the AI overview. Is AI lying to us? Is NASA lying to us? Are we lying to us? Who's telling the truth? AI overview says, yes, the sun moves in a few ways. Wait, hold on for a moment. The prevailing view, and there's a lot of ones who are doing PowerPoint presentations. I saw a whole bunch of them. Talking about the sun, the movement, and all of them had the same thing. Like, does the sun move? No, it only appears to move. Oh, well, the sun is not moving. It just appears to move. It looks that way. It's the earth moving. It's the earth spinning. The sun does not move. I even saw one. I didn't download it. I should have downloaded it. But it was almost like, absolutely not. The sun don't move. I'm like, how old are these people? Are these like children doing this? Or is this like adults? Or is like ones like myself who grew up, went to school, and they taught us some things. So this is what we believe. So now we're like telling them these things, but maybe science knows something else. Science, like science is a person. No, science just means knowledge, what we get to know, right? So you saw the other memes out there, right? Does the sun move? I know I said does sun move, but does the sun move? They say yes in a few ways. Now, NASA says that the sun rotates on its axis, as it revolves around the galaxy. Wow. The sun, it rotates. Let's say revolve. It rotates on its axis as it revolves around the galaxy. Now, the sun, they say, is not a solid mass. It's just gas that's held together by gravity. Interesting. Does the sun rotate? No, so that's NASA science. You see NASA science right there. And then that's space.com. Does the sun rotate? Space.com. The sun's permanent position in the sky, blah, blah, blah. We have to click on that, right, for more. But let's get the summary right here, the summary. Because it seems as though, if you do your own research, some would tell you the sun does not move. Not move. Nothing. Some would say absolutely not. The sun doesn't. Who's moving? We're moving because the earth is allegedly spinning, right? And spinning real fast. You know? I want to compare how fast. So if the earth is spinning, what is it spinning around? It's really spinning around the sun. And the sun, according to science, is what they said. What they said right here? They said it is revolving around the galaxy. So the earth is moving around the sun that is moving, but others will tell you the sun is not moving. So what is it? What is it, y'all? Is the sun moving or is the sun not moving? To move or not to move? Does the sun move? Does the sun move? To move or not to move? Right? It's just an illusion to be imagined. Okay, rotation. The sun rotates on its axis. So does that mean it moves if it rotates? I would think so. Similar to the planets in our solar system. So do the planets in the solar system, do they rotate too, right? However, that big however replace the but, right? However, or but, because the sun is a gas, it does not rotate like a solid. Oh, so does the sun move? No. Well, it rotates, but not like a solid would move. It moves, but it doesn't move like a solid. It doesn't rotate like a solid. Instead, different parts of the sun. This is amazing. This is amazing. Ain't science fun, right? But different parts of the sun rotate at different rates. So this part of the sun is rotating like this fast, and this part of the sun is rotating like this slow. For example, the sun's equator, you know, the equator is like the belt, the center part, right? It rotates once every 24 days. I would love to see some video on this. No, I'm actually going to look this up, guys. No, for real. I'm going to look this up. I want to see it. Because I figured we got science, we got NASA, we got like the cameras. I mean, they got all these lenses. There was that James Webb. He had the telescope looking at the furthest edges of the solar system for the red frequency and the creation and what happened when. Why can't we just get some good pictures of right around here? Why can't they give us a good picture of the earth, like take that NASA satellite or whatnot, go far enough out there, since they're going like to the edges of the solar system, James Webb and all this stuff, you know, hey, this is great. Just give us a picture of the earth rotating, right? I mean, is that, or they can't, but if the earth is, we're going to touch on the earth rotating, right? First, the sun. Right? The question still is, does the sun move or doesn't the sun move? Now, AI. I know a lot of people talk a lot about AI. AI is the devil. AI is Satan. AI is evil. AI is just something that's invented, just some man-made. Right? But here, it seems to be gathering, you know, information out there. The information seems to be from, you know, reputable sources. You know, you go figure, right? But here they say that the sun's equator rotates once every 24 days, while its poles rotate once every 35 days. So wait, they're saying the center part of the sun, the equator. Let's see, I think I had something over here that I can show you right here. Let me bring this out right here, okay? I think I had it over here. Okay, there we go. There we go, right there. You see that center part right there? Yeah, that's it right there. That'll be like what they call the equator, the belt. the equator, right? Let's get back here. All right. Okay. So the sun's equator rotates once every 24 days, but the poles, like the North and the South Pole, they rotate once every 35 days. So the equator rotates once every 24 days, the center part, but the poles, North and South, rotate once every 35 days. Okay, I'm just trying to imagine this, you know. The sun's rotation is also tilted at 7.25 degrees relative to the plane of the planet's orbits. Other movement. Okay, so basically, according to this, the sun does move, right? Not in the way that we imagining it. You know, the sun seems to, the light of the sun comes up over there. You see the sun like in the distance. You know, you can see the sun in the distance. And then you see the sun overhead. And then, you know, you wait till the later part of the day. You see the sun way over there. But it's just us rotating. How fast are we rotating again? Our other movements, sun's motion. So the sun has motion. So everybody, all these people that tell you the sun does not move, they've been very dogmatic about that. Now science is saying that it does move. You know, the equator, at the equator, 24, once every 24 days, at the poles, once every 35 days. So there's some movement going on. Sun's motion can also be affected by other planets in our solar system. In particular, the motions of Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune are considered when calculating the sun's actual move. They're calculating. They're calculating. They're calculating the movements. So that's a matter of math. Now, truly, for ones who are about the flat earth or so forth and so on, we do need to look at mathematics. That's one argument that is being made by some, that there's no math or science. Maybe it's because we've all been believing what we've been made to believe. And now we're recognizing, wait, is it all our imaginations? I mean, we can see all of this. You know, we can see the reality around us, but they're saying dismiss what we see. I'm not saying that some of it can't be, you know, somewhat imaginative, you know, somewhat what illusion, a visual illusion or something like that. So, but is it all visual illusion? Right? Are we deluding ourselves? But here's the point I wanted to make. When I saw that these memes were out there saying the sun does not, and then making people feel silly, like because you think the sun does move. It's not because I'm basing this on my feeling, right? It's not because I'm basing this on my feeling. No. It's not that we're basing this on our feeling. It's that we actually are witnessing these things. We're seeing this. Now, if what we're seeing is all just a visual illusion, wow, I mean, I still will praise the Almighty for this, because, I mean, who can make an illusion like this? You know, the scientists, everybody, you know, we just like, you know, like, oh, we're bumping into ourselves, trying to figure out what is really, you know, what is really going on. But the sun rotates on its axis as it revolves around the, okay, so you see that. So there is a movement. So why are these ones and ones saying the sun does not move? It's the earth that is spinning. But isn't the sun moving as well as the earth is moving, according to NASA? So people also ask, right? And I'm one of those people that ask this, right? Does the sun move or not? Okay, does the sun move or not? Yes, the sun does move in space. You see the answer there? Does the sun move or not? That's the question. Yes. The sun does move in space. The sun and the entire solar system revolve around the center of our own galaxy, the Milky Way. That's interesting because, you know, we can look up, depends on where we're at on this earthly plane, and we can see the Milky Way. But let's go on right here, right? Does the sun stay in one place, right? Does the sun stay in one place? yes. They say yes. The sun, in fact, our whole solar system orbits around the center of the Milky Way. Wait. What's the answer? Does the sun stay in one place? Yes. They say the sun. But I thought the sun is revolving around the Milky Way. So if it's revolving, it doesn't change. It's revolving in place. Let's go on. We are moving. Look at what it says. We are moving. I got to say it one more time. We are moving at an average velocity of 828,000 kilometers. Kilometers? Is that kilometers? Right? Kilometers an hour? But even at that high rate, it still takes us about 230 million years to make one complete orbit around the Milky Way. Does the sun move around the Milky Way? Check that article out for yourself. What causes the sun to move? Now remember, some people still believe that the sun don't move, because this is what they've been taught. Now, scientists are saying, well, actually, they're calculating. Can I repeat that one more time? They're calculating these movements, right? From Earth, the sun looks like it moves across the sky. Oh, you mean from where we all are at? Now, if the scientists and the astronauts go out there, right? You know, they go out there, right? That's what they said, right? Allegedly, even though they said the Earth's atmosphere extends all the way to the moon. Have you heard that one there? We got to do that one. You haven't heard that about the Earth's atmosphere, right? That the moon is actually in Earth's atmosphere. I know you're looking at me like I'm crazy. No, look it up, right? How far does the Earth's atmosphere extend, right? The Earth's atmosphere extends further than the consensus science has taught us. But here, to the question, what causes the sun to move? They say from Earth, the sun looks like it moves across the sky in the daytime and appears to disappear at night. That is an amazing, that's an amazing illusion or, visual trick or something like that, right? But they tell us why. They're going to tell us why right here. They say this is because the Earth is spinning towards the east. So the Earth is spinning towards the east. But then, okay, while the Earth is spinning towards the east, and while the sun looks like it moves across the sky in the daytime and appears to disappear at night, but during the day, it seems like the sun is a distance over there. They're saying because the Earth is spinning. That's what it's telling us, right? Okay, let's just take that. But then as noontime comes up, around that time, the Tzoraim, so to speak, right? As the noon or the afternoon, so the noontime comes, in certain places at certain times in season, it appears the sun is like right there. It just seems like it's close. But then they tell us it's 93 million miles away. 93 million miles away, the Earth is spinning, right? And the sun looks like it's close. So, okay, so the sun looks like it's close. The sun looks like it moves across the sky in the daytime, right? And sometimes at noon in certain seasons, it looks like it's close. And it just appears to disappear at night. And all this is because the Earth is spinning towards the east. Okay. No. Let's just take all this in, y'all, for a moment, right? Right? The Earth spins about its axis. Now, remember I showed you earlier, like the sun also revolves. They say on its axis. An imaginary line. Oh my gosh. The Earth spins about its axis. An imaginary line. So the axis, y'all, right, is an imaginary line. All this imagination, man. I mean, what a simulation we live in. An imaginary line that runs through the middle of the Earth, between the North and the South Poles. So see, they say imaginary because we ask them to show us this. They're going to say, hey, it's an imaginary line. They calculate, and they project. and the mathematical equations show them the line is there, but we don't see it. Oh, because it's an imaginary. You got to imagine this with the math and the numbers we give you. Forget what you're looking at. Forget what you're seeing. Forget all of that. Okay. All right. Right. And that's on Space for Kids. Right. What keeps the sun in place? Right. What keeps the sun in place? The dense gases inside the sun are so massive that they create a strong gravitational pull, which helps to keep solar material from escaping. Has anybody ever landed on the sun? I'm just asking. Anyway, so what keeps the sun in place is the dense gases. It's a gas giant. It's a gas ball structure. The sun is a huge ball of hydrogen and helium held together by its own gravity. The sun has several regions. Wow. Remember the different parts? What they said, the different parts of the sun are, what they said, the different parts of the sun are like moving at like different rates or something like that. Didn't they say something like that? The different parts of the sun are like moving at different rates? Okay. Just a little bit more. Is the sun, here's the question. Is the sun, this is a research video right here. This is a research video, right? Research video. We're going to have some questions to follow up, but I want to share this research, right? Is the sun supposed to move? Is it supposed to move? It spins on its axis from west to east approximately every 24. What the hell? What the? Wait. Y'all done saw. Y'all can look this up for yourself. Look up the same question. Does the sun move? Right? Look at the articles and then also click on the images and just go through some of the pics. You'll find some of the same thing. Some of them were like either PowerPoint presentation, slide presentation, so forth and so on. Not too sure. They go into full research. They may be children, maybe older ones, whatnot, but they were all saying, all the ones that said, the sun doesn't move, sun doesn't move. Does the sun move? No. The sun, they were all adamant that the sun does not move. Now, I'm looking at the, when I saw that, I said, wait, I just read this stuff that the sun is moving. And there was even one, I don't know if we came across this one, but they try to give technically. I remember the answer was like, well, technically, what do you mean technically? Does it move or does it not? Does the sun move? Well, technically, does it mean that it what's that mean? Is the sun supposed to move? They say it spins on its axis. So the sun spins on its axis from west to east. Didn't they say that the earth is revolving on its axis also in the same way? Right? Let's see. It spins on its axis. Is this speaking about, we might have to go in there to see whether this is speaking about the sun or the earth. Right? Because it sounds like the same thing with the earth, right? Every 24 hours. Because we're standing on Earth's surface, we move along with it. And because we're standing on Earth's surface, what appears to be, we should dismiss because they tell us it doesn't really happen. But where are they standing? You see, and one say, well, they have science, they have their spaceship, they have telescopes. All I and some others of us have been asking is just take a camera up into space or your satellite, get far enough away, like that James Webb telescope or something like that. Turn it back on Earth. Just turn it around, and just have it take a full day of the Earth turning and show it. Just show it to us. And you know, if it's a real picture, it shouldn't look like CGIF, right? Just prove it. That's all they say. A picture is 1,000 words. So when we show them, well, this is our view from Earth and what we're seeing from Earth, and it doesn't really seem to match with all that highfalutin scientific, you know, jibber jabber. And they say, oh, well, you don't know science. You're ignorant. Okay, right? But the sun appears to set and appears to rise to you too. Okay. But your mathematics tell you something different. Scientists and astronauts scientists have their satellites, everything, but they can't show us anything besides CGIF images. It doesn't move relative to the Earth. You see that right there? Does the sun move or stand still? This is on Quora. It's a question and back and forth. You know what I mean? So somebody says, it doesn't move relative to. Wrong to right there. The to T-O-O. They meant T-O. To the Earth. Right? Or they mean, it doesn't move relative to the Earth. But it and the entire solar system are moving at about 66, that number there, right? 66,000 mph, miles per hour through space. The sun does move. Uh-oh. That's from December 22nd, 2023. Take a screenshot of that, y'all. The sun does move. Right? To move or not to move. Does the sun move? What keeps the sun spinning? For rotational motion, the law is called the law of conservation of angular momentum. This is what the law is called. Right? I fought the law. I fought the law and the law won, right? This law is why the sun keeps spinning. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The sun keeps spinning. Since there is effectively zero friction in space, and because there is nothing grabbing the sun, there is nothing stopping the sun. Wow. Y'all reading that with me right there? So does the sun move or doesn't move? All right? Does the sun spin or doesn't spin? That here is from WTAMU.edu. Oh, that's West Texas A&M University. So that's some university stuff right there. Right there, right? And turning around in a circle called rotational motion. The sun is a rotational motion. Sun is a rotate. I mean, who writes this stuff? The sun is a rotational motion. The sun, what keeps the sun spinning? Oh, wow. Does the sun sit completely still? Okay, well, the sun stays in its position at the center of our solar system. That's what they say, right? They say there's no sunrise, sunset. All right. Oh, there we go. That's the part I saw earlier, right? When I came across those memes, not memes, but the slides I showed you in the beginning, where they said the sun doesn't move, and what makes people think it does is because the Earth is moving. Well, look at this right here, right? So sunrise, sunset. We say sunlight rise and sunlight set. Sunlight rise and the sunlight sets. That's what it appears to be, you know, from standing on the earthly plane. Technically, the sun does... Oh, technically. Y'all, technically. The sun moves? Well, not exactly, but technically the sun does move. It's relative motion. It's what? Relative motion of the earth with the sun that makes us think that the sun is stationary. Wow, this is an interesting one. I guess I got to go to this Quora article and check it out. They say technically the sun does move. It's relative motion. It's relative motion of the earth with the sun that makes us think that the sun is well, who was thinking the sun is stationary? People wasn't thinking the sun is stationary until nowadays, based on the Greco-Roman and nowadays so-called science. They say all those ancients just had it wrong because they were observing their observation. Isn't science about observation? So we observe the sunlight rise and the sun in the east, and we observe it right overhead, right? And we observe it setting. But really, it doesn't do any of that because somebody has observed something else? No, they're calculations. They say they observe it through their telescope, but they can't really show us. See, they're not showing it to us so we can observe it. They're saying what we are observing is not really true. It's just the way it appears to be. But now, how do we know different? I mean, how do we really know, right? Now, I think we came to the end of this. What is the sun moving called, right? The sun's apparent motion. Uh-oh. The sun's apparent what? Apparent motion. That's the motion that appears, you mean? Apparent like that? You mean parent like the father and mother parent, you know. But the sun's apparent motion is the ecliptic. They call it the ecliptic. The ecliptic, y'all. It's the ecliptic. The ecliptic is the apparent path of the sun throughout the course of a year. The apparent path. Does anybody observe it, or does somebody just make it up? It's something that we can observe. It's just math. It's a bunch of mathematical numbers. I mean, how do we know this right here? Right? Well, it's apparent, right? The apparent path of the sun throughout the course of a year. Because Earth takes 1 year to orbit the sun. Really now. Really now. The apparent position of the sun takes 1 year to make a complete circuit of the ecliptic. So the sun's moving is called the ecliptic. So the sun does move. Right? I meant to click on that. The sun's real name is Sol. You mean in the Greek, right? It's Shamesh. Shamesh in the Hebrew. Sahai, Tai in the Ethiopic. What are they talking about here? The sun's real name. Anyway, let's see. How do we know that the sun is moving? Okay, let's look at this. We know, for instance, that our stars orbit the heart of the Milky Way at staggering speeds reaching 450,000 miles per hour or 720,000 kilometers per hour, and dragging the whole solar system along with it. Over the course of the day, right? It says what? Over the course of the day, the sun certainly appears to move from our vantage point too. Appears to move, right? Well, I mean, what else is there? What else is there? You know, it's like saying, oh, look at the sky. That's a beautiful sky. And somebody say, that's not real. It just appears to be there. It's not really there. What are you talking about, yo? You know, like if I say, well, look at that beautiful tree. I mean, it's not really there, because why are you trying to dismiss what I'm seeing? It's only like when they say the blue color in the sky. They say that actually we really don't see no colors. They tell us, right? The colors is actually manufactured like in our brains, our eyes, the whole optical network in the brain, you know, working, you know, creates this illusion of color. But notice, even with the illusion of color, say if color's not really there in our reality, but our eyes make it appear there. I like that last line. Over the course of the day, the sun certainly appears to move from our vantage point too. You know, still or moving. You know, I think we made the point, right? Here's a Quora article. Is the sun still or moving? The sun rotates on its own internal axis. We've been reading about that, right? Earlier, right? As well as revolving around the galactic core. So it's moving around the galactic core, right? And so, yes, it moves. And moves extremely fast. How fast? 828,000 kilometers per hour. It does so because of they say, gravitational, right? The weight, you know that, yeah? The gravitational pull from the mass at the center of the galaxy. All right, so, you know, do we really need to go on, you know, with this right here? You know, is Earth getting closer to the sun? I'm kind of curious about that. Still on average, the expanse between Earth and sun is slowly increasing over time. This growing distance has two major causes. One is that the sun is losing mass. The other involves the same forces that cause tides on Earth. Is it theory? Is that just theoretical? Where does the sun go at night? Day or night, the sun is fixed at its place in the solar system. But it does move, right? Internally and externally. It is the Earth's rotation and spinning that makes the Earth disappear at night. The sun is always shining and spreading its light on the Earth, but it cannot provide light on the entire Earth at the same time. Okay. All right. Does the sun sit still? Does it sit still? Since the sun is a ball of gas or plasma, it does not have to rotate rigidly like the solid planets and moons do, according to NASA. So you have it right there. So that means that the sun, being a ball of gas or plasma, it does rotate, it does move, but what they say, the highlighted part, it does not have to rotate rigidly. Rigidly. You see how they play with the word? Rigidly. Right? Like the solid planets and moons do, according to NASA. It doesn't move relative to the Earth, but it and the entire solar system are moving up at about 66,000. Yeah, we saw that 66,000 miles per hour through space. The sun does move. So the sun does move. So y'all, I think by going through this here, I guess we proved, this point that the sun does move, right? Does move. You know what I mean? And that these kind of memes out there, I mean, this wasn't even just a meme. I think this was actually somebody doing like a school paper right there, about the sun's movement. Have you ever wondered if the sun is moving or not? And they said, we used to believe that the sun is moving, but the sun is moving. Maybe we used to believe the sun is moving in this way, or maybe the sun is moving in that way, but still, the sun is moving, right? But the fact is the fact is that the sun is moving, right? And the earth, right, it says, and the earth, they say, is moving as well. Although what we perceive is the earth not, just based on how we stand. But what science tells us is that it is. And then the other one there, the sun's movement. Does the sun really move? They say, no, it only appears. No. NASA, the scientists, we got proof, right, that the sun really does move, according to their calculations and other evidence. We haven't seen all the evidence. They just tell us these things. You know what I mean? What we do see and witness, they say, don't believe your imagination. But they say, we got the numbers and the facts, and here's what the brainy, the big head people, big head scientists tells us, right? Why does it appear to move? They say, well, because the earth is spinning. Even though we don't have any proof of that. Well, we don't perceive that from where we stand. From where we stand, we can't prove that. You get what I'm saying? From where we stand, can't prove that. This is what some of their models say is going on. You see all that stuff moving around? That's like the planets and everything, right? Right? So, but the sun is moving, right? The sun is moving, right? To move or not to move? Well, the sun is moving.